Hi, in this video, I'm going to talk about basic search function within AirFlare Web Console. So there's two portals into AirFlare search tools. The first is Web Console, which is the topic of this video. That's a web accessible, generally accessed via a computer, generally used by dispatchers and by supervisors, people sitting in a computer. The other portal into AirFlare search tools, the search side of AirFlare, is an app called Field Console. Sits on a phone, generally used by personnel in the field. Might be a ski patroller, might be SAR personnel. I will cover search in AirFlare Field Console in a separate video. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we will start in Web Console. You will receive an email from AirFlare notifications. It'll contain the URL for the login page. It'll contain your username and password. If you were expecting a login information via email and you didn't get it, check your junk or spam folder. These emails from AirFlare notifications sometimes land there. When you log in, you will see search history. This table is a running list of all searches that have been conducted by your search team in the last 3 months. If this table is blank, it means that your team is either brand new to AirFlare and haven't conducted any searches yet, or it means that your team hasn't conducted any searches in the last 3 months. We auto delete off of the bottom to keep this table manageable for you. The columns are pretty self-explanatory. This is the day and time, the timestamp when this search was initiated. This is the subject. If the subject is a name, this is an AirFlare subscriber. That person has AirFlare, the guest side app, on their phone. What that means is when someone downloads the AirFlare app, they have pre-approved their coordinates coming back to a search team actively searching for them without them having to do anything. So those coordinates come back automatically. If the subject is a phone number, this person is not an AirFlare subscriber. They do not have the AirFlare app on their phone. You send them a location request text. If they respond to that text, they can send their coordinates back to you. So the text out, coordinates back, there is a user action required for those coordinates to get returned. The status column is the status of this search. Green reported is the happy path. That means we have coordinates for this subject, and that's what we want to see. There are statuses like SMS sent, no report yet, GPS denied, disabled. I have another video called Search Status Indicators. I highly recommend you watch that video. There's a lot of important information there, understanding what these different statuses mean. Very often, if you don't get coordinates back and you get an error like this one, very often you can intervene, or the guest can intervene and fix the issue so that you can get coordinates reported. So watch that video for that information. This last column is the initiated by. It is who on your team initiated this search. So the first thing that we have to talk about is when the phone rings and someone needs assistance, you want to first determine whether or not that person is an AirFlare subscriber, whether they have AirFlare on their phone. If they do, coordinates come back automatically. It's pretty easy for everyone involved. So I'm going to conduct a new search. And I want that person's phone number, ideally. So let's do this. My name is Tina. My buddy Aiden and I are skiing there today, and we got separated a couple of hours ago. We haven't been able to connect, and I'm worried. So as a dispatcher, you're going to want to get Aiden's cell phone number. That goes in the phone number field, and hit search. If a record shows up for that phone number, that means AirFlare is on that phone. And you will see an initiate search button. So this means that This phone number has AirFlare on that phone. They are an AirFlare subscriber. If you hit initiate search, so long as the phone is configured correctly, coordinates will come back automatically. The user doesn't have to do anything. I'm going to change one number up here randomly and hit search. If you search the registry for a phone number and no record shows up, that means this person does not have AirFlare on their phone. They are not an AirFlare subscriber. Therefore, there is no initiate search button. In order to send them a location request text, it's this button right here, SMS location request. Before I move on, if I hit a new search, it is possible for me to search by email address. If I hit the show additional criteria button, it'll pop up a name field. We make it hard purposefully to, or harder purposefully to search by name because we've already determined that Aiden exists in the registry. So let's just go ahead and search by Aiden's name, but let's go ahead and misspell his name. If I hit search, nothing shows up. So for obvious reasons, it's easy to misspell a name. For obvious reasons, search by cell phone number whenever possible. The other thing that might happen is you might get multiple records for the same phone number. So here, my name is Robin. Dennis is skiing there today. Supposed to check in, failed to check in. I'm worried. What's Dennis's cell phone number? So here you see multiple records show up for this same phone number. And one of two things happened. Either Dennis went into his profile and updated his profile, or most commonly, so you see how the name changes from Dennis Lee to Dennis Lee iOS. Most commonly, this person got a new phone and they transferred their old phone number over to the new phone. They had AirFlare on the old phone and they put AirFlare on the new phone. We give you all the information we can. Last seen recently, 8 months ago, 99.9999. It is the top record, and we really do give you information that would lead you to that top record regardless. If you are ever in doubt in any way, shape, or form, just go ahead and initiate search. All of these initiate searches, they all go to the same phone number. Different profiles with the same phone number. So if there's any confusion, no harm, no foul, just initiate search here, initiate search here, initiate search here. You shouldn't have to. It's going to be the top. It's going to be the top record. So let's just follow through and initiate a search here for Dennis. When I hit this button, it's going to say, this will notify the subject and begin an official search. Are you sure? Little tangent, if you're practicing within your team, just make sure people are aware that you're going to be pinging their phones, because as soon as I do this, a notification is going to hit their phone and coordinates are going to come back to you automatically. So just make sure there's awareness within your team as you're practicing, and people are okay with coordinates coming back to you. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. This is going to, so you might have seen it went from no report yet immediately to delivered. A couple of things. We generally catch intermediaries. This is going to automatically flip from delivered to reported after 20 seconds. We generally catch the intermediaries and flip from no report yet to delivered and delivered to reported. We will generally always catch reported and it'll automatically refresh the page. If you're ever in doubt, you can go up and refresh your page's browser, okay? And just in case we didn't catch a status, you can refresh the page and it'll catch that updated status for you. Shouldn't have to do that for reported. Sometimes you do. The second thing I want to talk about is you notice a 20-second delay. We do not use cache coordinates. So the phone itself, if it had recently gotten coordinates, it might try to use those coordinates just to save the phone's battery. We tell the phone, no, we don't want cache coordinates. We want you to go out and get brand new coordinates. And therefore, we give the phone 20 seconds to get those coordinates and return it. If the phone is in a really difficult position, like in a basement, underneath a large canopy of trees, underneath a big cliff band, if the phone is really struggling to get accurate coordinates, we can extend that timer out to a minute. That is rare. Generally speaking, you're going to get a response within 20 seconds. And if you don't, refresh page. In this case, those coordinates were reported. So you can dive into that search record by double clicking on that record. Dennis Lee, that's the name of the subject. His location is this coordinates in decimal degrees, these coordinates in UTM with a location accuracy of 10 meters. That means Dennis is here within 10 meters. If you scroll down to the map, I like to flip into satellite view. And if I scroll in, your subject is at this location within this location accuracy. Every once in a while, all right, so a couple of things. Number one, there is another video called Understanding Coordinates in AirFlare Search Tools. I highly recommend that video. I go into a lot more detail about GPS coordinates and all of this stuff, how you interpret coordinates, how you view coordinates out of web console. If this reported accuracy is large, like plus or minus 50 meters, plus or minus 100 meters, if a patroller went out to this location and you have a 10-meter location accuracy, they're probably going to find that subject. If the location accuracy is really big, super important that you let that patroller know that the location accuracy is, plus or minus 50 meters, just so they're aware. They might not be right there. They might have to. The other thing that you can do is remember, this phone might have been asleep. We woke this phone up. We told the phone, go get coordinates. And we only gave that phone 20 seconds. So this button right here, if I press it, it's going to tell the phone, I want new coordinates. I want new coordinates. I want new coordinates. Every time I hit that button, it's giving that phone that's now awake with fresh coordinates, it's giving it another 20 seconds to refine those coordinates. So again, if that phone is in a difficult position and it did the best it could, and it got back to you those coordinates plus or minus 100 meters, go ahead and hit request location update. It'll ping the phone again. No report yet. Here we didn't catch the intermediary. I'll refresh the page. It was delivered. This is actually really important information, delivered. Just in case this phone barfs, this phone is on and it's in cell service. So this is potentially information that you can give to law enforcement. They can do their magic with a phone company. If the phone is on and it's in cell service, very often phone companies can use cell phone triangulation to get coordinates for you, just in case coordinates do not come back for whatever reason. In this case, coordinates were reported. We got a little improvement. We got plus or minus 9 meters. Moving on. I want to pull up the phone, and I want to show you what happens inside of AirFlare. So I'm going to do this search one more time. I'm going to search. I'm going to initiate search. So what's going to happen is a notification is going to hit this phone, and that notification is going to say, you are the subject of a search. This search team is going to identify your patrol team. This search team is actively searching for you, and it's going to provide the emergency number to your search team. And then that's going to trigger inside of, it's going to trigger the AirFlare app to open. And it'll start that 20-second timer. In the meantime, you know that it was delivered. And once that timer counts down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it will sending coordinates, and you got them reported. In the meantime, you're going to see a couple of email notifications pop up on my computer here. We also send an email. Dennis, you are the subject of a search. It also includes your patrol team's name and the emergency number to your patrol team. So just in case they get that email and they're in a restaurant not paying attention to their phone and you're actively searching for them, that's 2 methods that we notify that they can get back to you. If you also want to send them a text message, I can open up this record. I can scroll down right above the map. You can send them a text message through our subject chat feature. I have a whole video on subject chat, so I'm not going to go into this very much, but hi, this is Patrol. Please respond to this if you get it. If you hit send, you can say whatever you want in there. I get a text message. This would be from your team. Hi, this is Patrol. Please respond to this if you get it. And then I'll just go back to the home page. And then that person can, so you can pop your phone number in there if you want to, but let's just say got it. And that person can get back to you. This little red icon popped up, and that means you have a new message associated with this subject. If you open that up and you scroll down to chat, hi, this is Patrol. Please respond to this if you get it. Got it. Okay. So you can send them a text message to let them know they are the subject of a search as well, if you would like. I did cover this in the subject chat video, but just for the sake of completeness, we have not opened up a new channel into Patrol for a subject to initiate a search. We have not circumvented your emergency number. The only way a subject can send a text to you is if you initiate the text string with them through subject chat. Okay? So do watch the subject chat video, and it explains all of that. Let us move on to someone who is not an AirFlare subscriber. Okay, so hi, my name is Dennis. I am skiing there today. I twisted my knee. I need help. We're going to use the same phone number, but we're going to pretend that this person does not exist in the registry. So this is goose eggs. There's no records that show up. You do not have an initiate search button. Here, we're going to send an SMS location request. Typically, if I were on the phone with this person, I would say something like, you are going to receive a text message from our patrol team. When you receive this text message, there's instructions for sending your coordinates back. Name of team is searching for you and request your location. Text back your location or follow this link. So that's 2 separate ways that they can get the location back to you. Let's do the first one first. Text back your location. This works on Android or iOS. If you click the plus button right next to the text entry box and you hit location, the subject can hit send pin, and it pops the pin in a text message. And when that subject hits send, that text message is going to get sent to you, and it will, little delay here, but it will go ahead and show reported. There was a little delay there, but it automatically reported those coordinates back to the patrol team. Okay, and so you can dive into here and your subject, now the cell phone number. Here we got a reported accuracy of ±1 meter. and down here displayed on a map. And that plus or minus 1 meter circle is going to be pretty darn small. And that is exactly where I'm sitting. I'm here at this location inside of that little red circle. Let's do the second method. You're going to receive a text message from patrol. When you get that text message, so there's the text message. This time, so we texted back our location first. This time we're going to follow this link. As soon as you see the send location button, hit send location, success, and reported. Okay, so that's 2 methods by which a subject can get their coordinates back to you from a location request text. And because you have already started a text with them, that's this one right here. This search was started. You've opened up that subject chat string with them as well. Okay. So getting coordinates into ski patrol, into dispatch is, I'm just going to stop sharing here so I can say hi to you again. Getting coordinates into dispatch is kind of half the battle. And that's what this video is about. The subject search function within AirFlare web console. I have separate video on getting coordinates out into the field for patrollers, multiple ways of doing that. And then once those patrollers get those coordinates, there's other videos on how to navigate out to a subject. So definitely carry on with the video watching. But that's all I wanted to cover in this one. And thank you so much. And we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.